So I finished chapter 79, and, well, let's catch up. One, we're back in Shadesmar. We got the crew again, but they're not doing that well. So Shallan is continuing to spiral, which at first I was like, what happened? I can't remember what it was. But then I was reminded it's because she caught Pattern lying, and that made her just spiral, which is not good for anybody. And so she met some people from Nalthis, which is pretty cool. That's a Vasher, the Warbreaker planet. Didn't say who they were, which is interesting. So there are more world hoppers from Nalthis other than Vasher and Vivenna, which is interesting. But she was waiting for somebody who goes by the name 16, which I was immediately like, oh, 16, that's the number, But then it was like nothing. They're like, oh, Ristaris has to be 16 because he never comes out. It's always specific timing, whatever. And they said he was his hair wasn't thinning. He was bald. And I was like an Elantrian? Or what's going on with that? I don't know. Red herring, I guess, maybe? Or is he really important and I just didn't put it together? But Pattern said that he was using the cube in her trunk and he was using it to talk to Hoid, which I thought was really interesting. But again, who is 16? And then we get Raboniel and Navani, and they both sang, hummed, created a rhythm together, and they created the rhythm of war? Which I was like, But also, what does that mean? And then Axendweth, who I still have no idea who that is. I know I mentioned it before, but I don't know her yet, I guess. But Axendweth leaves stuff for Ulim, but Ulim is a Voidspren. So who is Axendweth, and why is she working with a Voidspren? And she's a World Hopper. It was mentioned that she's a World Hopper, but then why are you working with a Voidspren who, if I remember correctly, and I'm putting this together, Voidspren work for Odium. So, assuming that is correct, what is a World Hopper doing working with a Spren that is of Odium? Huh. And Nin knows Ulim as well. So, how? Why? And Nin is also the one who's behind Gavilar's assassination? It was Nin? Because Nin's like, oh shit, well that's not good. You know what? I make it legal. Let's do this. Whoa. I didn't see that coming. So going back, assuming that I'm correct, so Hoid helped Pattern get into Shallan's trunk. But I don't know why. And I guess Pattern and Hoid were talking via the cubes. And I feel like the cubes, maybe I'm assuming, maybe I was told and then I forgot, but I feel like the cubes have a Sion in them, where you turn into the face and you can talk to people. Is that what's going on in there? And apparently the Ghostbloods can overhear conversations via the cubes, which further makes me think that it's one of those Sions, or if I remember correctly, that's what they're called. So it's as long as Hoid and Pattern are talking to each other, assuming that they are, the Ghostbloods have a direct line into this line of communication, which makes sense because they've, used them before, not saying too much, for those that haven't got to that part. And then we get the High Judge shows up, and the High Judge is Risteres, but Risteres is actually Kalek the Herald? Huh. Very interesting. I don't know where this is gonna go, but, I imagine not well.